Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are continuing our early futures previews of the 2014 MLB season. And right now we're talking with Troy West from allplayswin.com, who's going to give us some thoughts on a bunch of divisions and the futures odds that are available right now in early February. Troy, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pete. I appreciate it. Baseball is one of my all-time favorite sports. Just a month away from spring training. I'll be down in Scottsdale for spring training. I have the opportunity to catch some of these young arms and see some of these new additions. But great sport to cover. Appreciate being on the show, Pete.
Okay, sounds great. You had an awesome record in football with us, and last year we did some very successful baseball videos. Let's see what you can tell us about the AL Central. Okay, let's start with the AL Central. Now, right now I'm quoting odds to win the pennant from Bet365. Most sites don't have odds out right now, but Bet365 did release odds to win the pennant, so we can extrapolate who the favorite is to win the division. And the clear favorite is Detroit at plus 500 to win the pennant. Then there's KC at plus 1,300, Cleveland at 1,350, White Sox at plus 2,500, and Minnesota at plus 5,000. And, you know, Detroit won the division last year, but just by one game. And, you know, Cleveland was the top money team in all of baseball. They were the most profitable team to bet on last year, but they're plus 1,350. Detroit plus 500 to win the pennant. What do you think?
You know, I hate to jump on the favorite, Pete, but I do think the Detroit Tigers should be the favorite to win this division. And I do think this year they're going to run away with that division. You know, you look at the season that Justin Verlander had in the regular season was subpar at best. I think he's going to bounce back after what he did in the playoffs. I think he'll have a better regular season. They finally added a closer in Joe Nathan. They've struggled at that spot over the last couple of years. That should add a few wins to them. And I just think the Cleveland Indians, Pete, last year were kind of a team that were riding this mojo, and they got so many spectacular seasons out of guys like Nick Swisher. Can they repeat the type of seasons they had last year? I don't know. And Kansas City really didn't go out and make a whole lot of moves, so I'm not jumping on them. I also like the Detroit Tigers with the adding of Ian Kinsler. I think that guy's going to really help their middle infield and sharpen up that lineup. I do know the loss to Prince Fielder hurts them, but come on, Pete. Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, and Sanchez at the top, and now you finally got a decent closer to shut the door. I think the Tigers should be the favorite, and I think they will win that division.
All right, speaking of closers, KC actually had the #2 bullpen in all of baseball last year based on bullpen ERA. Now, you know, bullpen isn't everything, but that's, you know, one of the keys to success in baseball. But I guess you'd have to have seen some offseason improvements in other areas for you to like them as to win the division, right?
Yeah, I agree. And I think KC may creep up on some teams to win the wild card. They did also have Jason Vargas, who's a solid left-handed pitcher to that rotation. So, you know, pitching does win games, but how many games with the lineup they have? You know, really, Billy Butler is really the only big bat in that lineup. So I'd shy away from KC. I don't think they can compete with the Detroit Tigers quite yet to win that division. So I think the Tigers actually have some value here. I think they're, I think they're a clear-cut favorite to win the Central this year, Pete.
All right, Detroit Tigers are currently plus 500 at Bet365 to win the AL pennant. Thanks so much, Troy.
Thanks, guys.